The mind is like the steering wheel of your life. And if you can't take control of your mind, somebody else will control it for you. And once you can take control of your mind and believe that all things are possible, the sky's the limit.
There's a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it. No one is ready for a thing until they believe that they can acquire it.
There's nothing wrong with having confidence. There's nothing wrong with being delusional. There's nothing wrong with seeing things that people don't see. So believe in yourself, stay consistent, and it'll happen.
The greatest of all qualities to guarantee success is the absolute willingness to go at anything and refuse to stop until you achieve it. From now on, whenever you see a barrier or wall, or you think of anything you want to do or be, you say, wait a minute here. I'm unstoppable. Nothing stops me. And you know something? You will develop yourself to the point where nothing does.
Everything you're going through is preparing you for what you asked God for. You just got to quit tripping while you're in the process, because the process is necessary. You may not see it now, but when he gets you on the other side of it, you're going to see exactly why it went that way. And you're going to be okay with it. But quit tripping during the process.
Nobody knows but you. You can't get advice on what you should do with your life. You got to take your shot. As much as you want people to agree and you want the people around you to be supporting your dreams and all, it's not going to be like that all the time. You got to do it alone. And people will help you, and when you get the ball rolling, people will jump on. But if you don't believe, nobody else is going to believe.
If you find that it's fear that's preventing you from taking a particular action, then all you need to do is welcome the fear. Allow the fear to be fully present without resisting it. Fear can only stay alive when we resist it and when we don't want it. When we welcome it, it dissolves.
Believe, and your belief will create the fact. All things are possible if you believe. You're not ready for what you want until you believe you can get it.
So if you want to be confident, if you want to be competent, if you want to believe in yourself, you have to get your ass up and take some action. There is no book that you can read. There's no meditation that you can do. There's none of those things.
The biggest reason why people don't believe in themselves, because they feel like they've done things that happened in the past and they could have did this way, they could have went that way. Go into the mirror and look at yourself and talk to yourself and to say, man, you screwed up. But guess what? I forgive you. Now let's analyze why we did this. Let's analyze what's behind this screw up. Now you've just been born again in the spirit. Now you've just grown consciously. Wow. And you can look back on your previous self and see you were here, but now you're here.
Be incredibly cognizant of the things that you speak of yourself. When you make I am statements, they are the strongest statements that you can make because they are deeply embedded beliefs about what you believe about yourself. When you describe yourself, when you meet someone new, you meet a girl on a date and you're like, I have a short fuse. Right? I have a temper. I am not good with time. I am not good with money. I hate even saying that, right? But just to give you the types of things that people say all the time that do not serve them. Does this belief serve me? If it does not, stop saying it.
The most important quality or characteristic that you can develop for happiness and success is to be unstoppable yourself. Is to think of yourself as unstoppable. And you know how you become unstoppable? It's by the basic psychological behavioral development principle of simply saying it to yourself. Because whatever you say to yourself and believe over and over again, you start to believe as a reality. You start to walk it and talk it and act it. So what you say is, I am unstoppable. I'm unstoppable. I'm unstoppable. I don't care what it is. I'm unstoppable. Nothing will stop me.
Belief. Belief is a skill. Belief requires so much development because it's hard to believe things that you can't see. It's hard to believe when you're skinny or overweight that you can have a six-pack and that you can have a crazy physique. It's hard when you're poor to believe that one day you can be rich. It's hard to believe when your mama's working a 9-to-5 or 2 jobs that you can actually retire her in a couple years. It's hard to believe these things. But if you can actually sit there and have a conversation with yourself and believe that all things are possible, then everything is possible.
There was a study that was done on rats in the 1950s where they dropped rats into water with no way of getting out. And they swam around looking for a way to escape for about 15 minutes before they started to give up and drowned. And then the researchers took them out and saved them before they died. A couple days later, they put them back in the water again. And you want to know what happened? This time they swam for 60 hours. They went from 15 minutes to 60 hours. Why is that? Did they magically get stronger? No. The difference is that this time they believed that they would get out. This wasn't a test on strength, it was a test on belief, because this time the rats believed that they would get out. So they just kept going. This is how the human mind works. If you don't believe in yourself and believe that the life that you want is possible, you will quit too soon. But if you can get your brain and your body to truly believe that you will achieve what it is that you want, then you will never give up. And with that mindset, you can achieve anything that you want.
If you want to be ready for the success that you dream about, that Blaine had you playing with mentally, physically, if you're ready, then you believe. And if you don't believe, you're not ready. It's that simple. Now, this is the sad truth. Most people, it's hope and wish. Gotta hope this thing happens. If I go there, I wonder if it'll happen. You gotta decide it's gonna happen. It's gotta be a decision you make. And it's gotta be an irrevocable decision. It's not conditional on anything. You see, when you believe, everything else goes out the door. See, when you fall in love with the idea, the way will be shown. You're gonna believe that. Can't wish. Wishing and hoping doesn't cut it. If you're gonna be ready, you gotta believe it. You've really got to believe it.
Whatever the action is that you want to take, whatever it is, say to yourself, mentally or out loud, that you're taking it. And wait and listen for the thought that contradicts it. So here's a simple example. Let's say you're passing a Ferrari car dealer, and in the window is the latest, most fabulous looking Ferrari. You say, I'm going to go in and buy that Ferrari. And now listen to what the mind comes back with. You're joking. You can't afford that. Now you know that you have a belief about the lack of money. And to override that belief, you need to focus on prosperity and abundance every single day. You need to flood yourself with multiple thoughts about prosperity and abundance.
You have to believe in yourself. Because I believe that self-doubt is the killer of every dream. And so many of us die with our dreams in the graveyard. We don't have dreams we have imagination, and we don't manifest the imagination. We don't become the alchemists of our life and create something beautiful, our talent, our gift, our purpose, because of doubt. And if we believed in ourselves more, we would be ruthless in our actions on creating it, or at least going for it.
Our belief system is based upon our evaluation of something. Frequently, if we reevaluate a situation, our belief about it will change. I began reevaluating who I was. I started to study. I never stopped studying. And I found as I reevaluated, I had a much higher opinion of myself. I found out things about me that I would have never believed if you had told me. The power that's locked up within us, the marvelous system we've got. Do you know the blood circulates through your veins every 33 seconds, through hundreds of miles of passageway? Bang, just like that, colors all the food in and all the garbage out. Stop and think of the central nervous system. It's the most complex electrical system in the world. And you've got it. Think of your brain, an electronic switching station like that. You can change the vibration of yourself and everything around you. We have awesome powers, and it's all based on what you believe about you.
Stop being such an asshole to yourself in your own head, and with the action that you're taking, actually start to talk positively to yourself. If you take action towards the goals that you want, and you are in your own head speaking positively to yourself, being your number one fan, it's like superhuman confidence. Because what happens is we unconsciously, most of us over our lifetime, have brainwashed ourselves into not believing in ourselves and not thinking that we can do something, which makes it harder to take action. But when you start taking action and you start really paying attention to rewiring your thoughts to believe in yourself, to be nicer to yourself, to speak positively to yourself, and you're taking the action, and you're getting more confidence, then you start to develop this real superhuman confidence over a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. So if you really, really want to develop the confidence and the belief in yourself, you have to understand the only way to get there is to take action, to do what you say you're going to do, and to do the things that are tough, but you know you should do. If you do that, eventually confidence and self-belief will come.
It's important for people to believe in themselves. I think it's really important for people to remember that they're the creators on some level, and they have a hand in creating in their life. And that possibility is something that they should always keep their mind open to. I think that we're greater than we think. We're more powerful than we know, more unlimited than we could ever dream.
What comes first, belief or action? Do you need to believe that you can do a thing before you can do it? Fake it until you make it is one option, but incredibly hard if you're introspective and have low self-belief and high standards. So what about make it until you believe it? You can believe you're not worthy of a thing and still attain it. You can be adamant that your efforts are going to go badly and still succeed. You can grip and grasp and fear and it ruin the enjoyment and be totally unwarranted and things still go well. You can have no self-belief and show up anyway. You can want more for yourself without knowing exactly what that looks like. You can doubt the process, question your talent, be uncertain that you're making progress, disparage your accomplishments, permanently feel like you're not working hard enough no matter how hard you work, never give yourself a break, fail to fully feel gratitude, be terrified of never reaching your goals, and still end up in a place that your 20-year-old self could not imagine you'd ever get to.
If you complete a task of any value, it's like winning a little bit, and you feel like a winner. You start, you work, you complete the task. Even if all you do is wash your car and clean out the inside, you stand back, you feel happy. Because whenever you win, your brain releases endorphins. And endorphins are called nature's happy drug. And they make you feel happy. And your self-esteem goes up. And your self-confidence goes up. And you feel happier and more personable. You're actually a more charming person, believe it or not. When you set up a task and you complete it, you feel like a winner. Your endorphins go up, your self-esteem improves, your self-confidence goes up.
So if you're sitting on the couch with a remote control and you got your cell phone here and your iPad here and your computer here and your dog here and your beer here and the big TV there, and you're eating your popcorn and you say, you know, I think I'm going to change tomorrow. What do you think your precognitive body's going to say? Relax. He's lying again. He's not willing to signal the body it's time to ride. You know, there's no signal to the body. And so making that choice to change your state of being with a clear intention and elevated emotion actually changes your state to believe in that future more than you believe in your past. Keep it up. Keep doing it. That's a big explosion in the field. That's important. That's a change in energy. And nobody changes until they change their energy. And when they change their energy, they change their life. So then you make up your mind to do that, and all of a sudden, you have that synchronicity. You have that serendipity. You have that coincidence. And all of a sudden, you're saying, hey, that worked. Something I did inside of me produced an effect outside of me. I'm going to pay attention to what I did. I'm going to do it again. Let's try it again. Let's the experiment continue.
As I have been, as I am, are where you are in your life based upon what you believe. And it's not just what you think you believe on the surface, it's also your shadow beliefs that are holding you back from moving into the life that you believe you deserve. What I know is if you're not looking at the shadows, if you're not looking at what is subconsciously running through the tape in your mind, telling yourself you're not good enough, you're not worthy enough, you're not smart enough, you're not enough, which is a tape that's playing for a lot of people. If you're not conscious of that, then you end up acting out of that belief system and not out of what you know to be the truest or want to be the truest for yourself. You don't become what you want because so much of wanting is about living in the space of what you don't have. So if you start to think about that, really, why are you where you are in your life? The choices that you have made have been because of what you believe to be true for yourself.
Your level of self-esteem or self-worth, your sense of personal value, the amount that you like yourself and respect yourself determines the entire quality of your life. It determines the goals you set and how big they are. It determines how much you believe in yourself, which is how much you persist in your goals. It determines what you learn. It determines how much you like other people, how much they like you back. So the psychology of achievement is based around this concept that the more you do the things that make you feel good about yourself, which is setting goals, working toward them, treating people well, learning, taking good care of yourself, all the positive things that you do, raise your self-esteem, improve your self-image, improve the quality of your relationships with other people, and enable you to have a wonderful life.
I think every thought that you have makes a chemical. And you can have thoughts that make you feel good and thoughts that make you feel bad. And I think that if 90% of the thoughts that we think are the same thoughts as the day before, the same thoughts lead to the same choices. The same choices lead to the same behaviors. The same behaviors will create the same experiences. And the same experiences produce the very same emotions. And those same emotions influence a person's very same thoughts. And their biology, their neurocircuitry, their neurochemistry, their hormones, and even their gene expression stays the same because they're staying the same. There's nothing wrong with that. But I do think that if you think differently and you learn new information and you have new thoughts, if you can make new choices and demonstrate new behaviors and create new experiences and arrive at new goals and feel new emotions, I would say that's evolution. And I think that people really, really secretly believe in themselves on some level. And I think being defined by a vision of the future, or really always dreaming of another great experience, I think is a great reason to wake up in the morning.
Here's an interesting point. The more you commit yourself to becoming the best person you can be, the more you like yourself and respect yourself, the more energy you have, the bigger goals you set for yourself, the more you persist. When you invest in yourself and you read and learn and upgrade your skills, you're telling yourself, wow, I am a person with a great future, and it's up to me to maximize my potential. And your self-esteem goes up, your self-respect goes up, your sense of personal pride goes up, and you started to get promoted more and paid more in every part of your life.
This one is a saboteur. Well, this one is a backbiter. And like the devil himself, he's a shapeshifter. He's gonna disguise himself and make you think he's got your best interest in mind. But he doesn't. This is the instinct that says, you've had enough. This is the instinct that says, you've given it your best shot. You can stand down. You can back off. You can take a knee. This is the instinct that says, you can rest now. Do not listen to that instinct. Do not listen. That instinct is a liar and wants to bring you down.
They have that vision of the future, but they give up on that vision because in order for them to arrive at that vision, they have to do something. They have to think differently. They have to act differently. They have to feel differently. And it's so much easier to make the same choice every single day. And the hardest part about change is not making the same choice as you did the day before. And the moment you decide to make a different choice, you're going to feel uncomfortable because you're stepping from the known into the unknown. So some people would rather cling to their self-pity than take a chance and possibility. They'd rather tell the story of their past instead of telling the story of their future. They'd rather believe in their past instead of believe in their future. It's so much more important, though, to romance your future instead of romance your past.
Don't try to convince people. Show them what they didn't expect to see. Don't try to impress people. Show yourself you can do it. Don't explain your vision to people committed to small thinking. Protect your energy and prove it through action. Don't beg to be understood. Stay focused long enough to become undeniable. Don't wait to be believed in. Become the reason they rethink what's possible. We have to start. We have to begin. We have to get going. People won't believe in you before you start. They might not even believe in you after you start. They might not even believe in you when you win and succeed. Just start. Just get going. Just move. If you wait for people to believe in you before you start, you could wait forever. If you wish people supported you before you start, you'll be wishing forever. And if you want someone to think you're going to do something incredible before you start, you'll be wanting forever. Don't wish, want, and wait your way into never moving. make that change, make that shift, and notice how your life changes. So if no one's clapping for your idea yet, good. That means you're early. That means you're building something most people can't see. Support may come later, but your belief has to come first. Because at the end of the day, if you don't believe in your idea enough to stand alone for a while, you're not going to be ready for the crowd that comes after.